Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folarin. Quite a busy weekend politically. The long-awaited, apprehensively expected APC convention has come. And by all accounts, it went so smoothly that a lot of people were surprised. In fact, as you probably are well aware, 4 days to the event, we were still holding conversations as to what exactly was the day going to be like. But now, all is said and done. There's a new substantive chairman in place, and Governor Buni has handed over to Senator Abdullahi Adamu. And so here we are. And Mr. President has said that what this signifies is that APC is now set for victory in 2023. In fact, let me just introduce my guest, Mr. Curtis Adigba, political affairs analyst and lawyer, as well as APC member. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Indeed. And to my left, as they say, I don't know which time I've used that format, you know, to my right and then to my left. Comrade Ayodele Abdulrauf, Ayodeji Abdulrauf, public affairs analyst, and again, member of the ruling APC. So you're welcome, gentlemen. I don't know the extent to which you were surprised, if at all you were, at the smooth outcome, considering the apprehension and all the turbulence that preceded the actual day. Let me start with you, if I may, Curtis. Did you always know it was going to come as smoothly as that, or were you worried?
You know, when you travel in an aircraft and you get to a spot that is turbulent, you always hope that the aircraft will land successfully, but at the back of your mind, the deep recess of your mind, you also prepare for the worst. And sometimes when the pilot comes to say, look, don't worry, these are just normal turbulent areas, and that we will get you to the ground safely, you will accept it. And that is exactly what happened here. I feel much better today than I felt last week, because all the signs were there that things could go horribly wrong with the party. It just looked like the party was prepared to implode, you know, because of the discordant voices we're hearing from all around the party. And it wasn't even made better by the constant voice of the opposition party. Sort of like taunting us and say, oh, look at you can't even organize. Your party is going to implode and all that, and then we are going to have the Zamfara situation repeat itself. And from that turbulence, when almost everybody was giving up hope, the president came into the country. This was the president that has been accused over time of standing aloof,
yes,
while the party is burning.
Yes.
And through some specific moves, deft moves, brought the party together.
Okay.
United the party. Just at the nick of time.
Okay. Now,
and we went to the convention, and here is where we are today.
And look at the results.
Stronger, united party.
That point that Curtis made, Abdulrauf, about the president standing aloof. You know, there was a time when APC members were just desolate about what they thought their leader, the president, was simply not involved enough. People called in constantly, especially at the beginning of his administration. He just appeared, perhaps to the uninitiated, not to really be interested. Let it fall, let it lie where it falls, seemed to be his attitude. And people were saying, but that is not the way of politics. You've got to put your hand into it. So tell me, were you surprised at what the president has pulled off? Because suddenly we began to see, I'm withdrawing, I'm stepping aside, among other things, because of what our great leader and President Muhammadu Buhari has said, because of his admonitions, because of his counseling. Were you surprised that it went as well as it did?
What I feel like anytime you are studying a leader, you need to check his background. And President Muhammadu Buhari background from beginning is not, he was an head boy when he was in high school. He was an head boy. And if you check even most of the assignment he had in the military, the way he always do his work. You don't see him. And even when he came in as military head of state, we hardly see him. Thank God at that time we have someone like Idiago when we have the military regime. And this time around, it's just a kind of a mix. We have a very resilient and very hardworking vice president. That's his own types of leadership. Some leadership call with their own style. To me, I see him a very resilient leader that hardly come out to say anything. But when he comes, that's the solution. Because people like that hardly come out to say anything are very tough. And that's why it took him a very long period of hours to dallying with the governors, the progressive governors, for them to agree on the way forward. You know, they were all fighting and quarreling and say, but because of the kind of person he is, when you are a leader and you hardly come to intervene in things, when it comes to critical period, you had your voice, people listen to you. Okay. And that's the kind of the president that we have. And that's the kind of the leader we have in the APC.
But to show this brilliance, if you want, 7 years into an 8-year tenure, or unless things were happening that wasn't obvious.
I think Uncle Yori should let me redefine what I meant by that, showing that. Check his history. To me, he leaves jobs for people to do. Okay. He leaves his work for people. He is resilient.
He doesn't micromanage.
Doesn't micromanage.
Okay. Now let's hear the president himself. Of course, the president made a speech. He wasn't the only one, but by far the most important is the speech of Mr. President at the successful conclusion of all of this. Let's listen to this and then come back to studio.
As they say in politics, there are no permanent friends but interests. This was on display and a recurring decimal as Convention 2022 unfolded. The captain of this ship was none other than President Muhammadu Buhari, who admonished all party members to remain united and strong.
This convention is coming at a crucial time when we prepare for another round of general election. Therefore, the need to remain strong and united for the party to exploit the rich, abundant potentials at its disposal cannot be overemphasized. We appreciate the right to hold different opinions and aspirations. However, such differences must not be to the detriment of the party.
8 years on, the government of our party and the Nigerian people has embarked on the largest investment in infrastructure in our history. Investments in rail, in roads, in power, and broadband connectivity.
Arriving at a consensus or an alternative by way of a unity list became difficult. It's played out over and over again. A former governor from Ogun State made this impassioned plea when the position of secretary arose. Call it horse trading, playing hardball, or standing up for one's belief. Last-minute negotiations resulted in compromise, and alas, most positions ended up being voice-affirmed. From the contentious chairmanship consensus, party leaders across the different geopolitical zones were united in hoping for each free negotiations.
Out of respect for the president, he will not kick against what he has been objecting to. And I assured him that a meeting of Yoruba will be called later, and we shall discuss how to heal the major wound that we have inflicted on Barrister Bayo Shitu.
This done, and more words to buttress that united the party stands, the stronger it will be.
The whole essence of the message that has been delivered by different members of the party, especially the party leadership, is one thing, and that is togetherness. The party members should work together.
Okay, so there you have it. Very strong emphasis on unity, togetherness, and that was displayed. Because in spite of the turbulence we were talking about earlier, it really came off quite easy, seen from the outside. There must have been a heck of a lot of work and horse trading going on But at the end of the day, people were just stepping down. There was one instance there were quite a number of them. So here we are. The next thing that is being said by the opposition, or commentators generally, is that, what are you talking about? The place, APC has virtually become PDP, satellite of PDP, and all the key members of that place. So
throw them away.
Some people are saying that maybe you should. So this is sour grapes, possibly, that it didn't implode, that the party did not implode.
If they want unity in APC.
The policy, it looks like the expectation of the PDP was basically anchored on APC imploding.
Okay.
And so they will be handed power without having
to work for it.
Because all the work would have been done.
And so they were very buoyant, about they had a buoyant spirit about that attitude. And when they saw that the party was coming together, they went to court to file a suit to say, INEC, don't go there to observe, because we don't want this convention to hold. I mean, you cannot stake your relevance on the failure
of others.
Of others. You have to, this is going to be a campaign, right? And they have to win it. They have to act like they are a real opposition party and not an opportunistic party. You see, they are so much in a hurry for Nigerians to forget about their past. And the way they think they can achieve that is to say, look, some of our members are in your party. So if you felt that we didn't do well in the last 16 years, why are you allowing our members to come to your party and give them position? The fact is that all the people they are talking about were not originally members of the PDP. So if we want to make that argument, it's slippery. So let's go backwards. Some of these people were members of MPN, MPP, SDP, NRC. Can these parties, if they exist, come out now and say, these were our members? Abdullahi Adamu was a 2-term governor in PDP. Left the party in 2014. 8 years after, PDP is still claiming he's our man.
To a party that is just 8 years old.
Omishore, that they are making so much noise about, was not an original member of the PDP. Omishore was deputy governor to Baba Akonde in Osun State. He left PDP desperate to make him their member. The man was still facing trial when they gave him a ticket. And thereafter, he left the PDP. He's been to APC. He's been to SDP. In fact, he moved from SDP to APC. And yet they are still claiming that. So the argument looks like once a PDP, always a PDP. But it doesn't hold water. The governor of Anambra State today, Charles Soludo, was a candidate of the PDP against Peter Obi. Obi promised he will never leave PDP. He will never leave APGA under any condition. Obi was the VP nominee of the PDP in the last election. So can we then argue that because an APGA member went to PDP and he was given a prominent position in the PDP, APGA has captured PDP? Can we make that argument? Can we then flip it and say, because a prominent PDP member joined APGA and he has been elected governor of a state, APGA has captured PDP? So this is the funny argument that they are making. And don't forget that people have the right, if they disagree with their parties, to move. I'll give you an example from other places. Justin Amash was elected a Republican from the 3rd Congressional District of Michigan. But he left the Republican Party and said, I cannot continue in this party because of the policies of Trump. He became an independent. Jeff Van Drew, 2nd Congressional District of New Jersey, also abandoned the party and he was elected a Democrat, he became a Republican because he said he didn't like the way Democrats were treating President Trump. Jim Justice, governor of West Virginia, elected a Democrat, January 2017. By August 2017, he had defected to the Republican Party.
So these things happen in politics.
You
see, I don't know, because people have said, well, again, it's interesting. People have said that although the APC never, was on board with that there's no difference between APC and PDP and all of that kind of a thing.
There are big differences. Very big ones.
Exactly.
The current result we have with this convention, the outcome of the conventions has shown is from the beginning. APC started people comes in group, not individually. Most people in PDP today have individual power. But in APC, we have group interest. And that group interest is what helped President Buhari in resolving the situation. You know, when you have group interest,
yes,
there will be little numbers to manage compared with when you have individual differences. Individual differences will continue to distort and destroy PDP. Because what we have in APC is group interest. Mostly, let's put it on regional basis. And each of the regions, whoever and the APC are always with one voice. And they will come there to negotiate what they want. In south, southwest, southeast of PDP is in fracas. If the governor in Oyo State, Makinde, is saying something in Oyo State, some other former governors that have been governor in southwest will be making another noise. And they have different view based on their interest. But in APC, we're so lucky that the group interest is what really coming. If you look at individual interest, we will not solve that problem.
You know, talking about these interests and the way it all played out, clearly APC really leaned over backwards to put out this ambience of unity. We must be united. Remember, the president was appealing to them to eschew anything that would lead to rancor within the party, going as far as saying that, look, if you withdrew in good enough time, you could get your form fee back, that kind of a thing.
Exactly.
You know, all of those kind of things were done. But I wanted to ask, there was some disquiet. Take the woman, the whole issue of the women leader. People that are seen as having been in the party for quite a while, have paid their dues and all of that. It wasn't always that those people actually came to be the candidate.
Distributions in a political party that are really dear for success, you must consider the interests of each of the group. When the whole distributions have been done and certain group has to be considered, even if you have some people will give way to allow such people to come in. That's what happened in the case of the woman leader. Yes, she's so new. There are other people that have been there for long that wanted to be there. But in case of when they started distributions of all the seats, what went to the southwest, south, southeast, and the whole places have been, there's no two zone that must have the two juicy end of it.
Okay, I'm going to come back and because I want your take also on this whole matter of the women leaders part of it, especially because of people being told, youths and other people who just comment, say, look, come on in, join politics, get your hands dirty a bit. Now these people say, you see now. You see now. You see now. If we will come in, we just won't have a chance. But Mr. Ade in the UK, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Dr. Yori.
Yes.
Good morning to my fellow APC member there.
Good morning.
As an APC man, I watch everything going on in Nigeria. I don't want parties to be rejoicing yet. Troubled yet you escape. Lot of lightning. There are still powerful lightning waiting. You see the presidential. If they apply professor on the presidential, that would bring a powerful lightning. The best thing for the president to leave everybody to contest for the presidency. The feelers I'm getting is that they will persuade everybody to allow Jonathan to come back. If they bring that idea, the party will split. So they should leave everybody who has spent money campaigning to contest and try their luck on the presidential ticket. This is what will go well with APC. Anything contrary, PDP will win the election. I'm an APC man. So that's the feelers. We hear something in diaspora that people are not privileged to hear. So if they bring Jonathan at the last minute, want to use that like
it is from social media, right? Mr. Ade, from social media. The feelers you are getting are from social media.
You have somebody in the presidency.
Not on social media. Mark it. Not on social media.
Okay.
We are privileged to information
than
you people.
Than those of us at home on ground here.
Jonathan is not even a member of APC as we speak.
Headquarters not to rejoice yet. Likely, powerful likely is awaiting APC.
Okay. All right, Mr. Ade, thank you for calling in.
That's a good remark.
I don't know if you wanted to comment on that as well as don't forget the whole woman issue.
Well, the beautiful thing is that joy is like conviction. You don't know why people are happy, and you don't know
why
on the flip side,
people are
you don't know
quiet.
why people are keeping quiet on their side. That nobody can take away from me. I'm not rejoicing. I'm just happy that what
at least you got
people
a step.
expected to happen didn't happen. You understand?
Yes.
Now, he's talking about fillers. I don't know where he's getting the fillers from, but as I speak
He said
today,
he said he's privileged.
Jonathan,
to some
former President
party.
Jonathan is not even a member of the party.
A party.
Yes, today. So I don't know where he's getting his fillers from.
And by even the constitutions and the requirement, I don't think he will come back again.
So, but this is the issue for me.
But one moment, sir. Before you launch, let me bring in Mr. George, who has just called in. Then we'll come back to you and we'll.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to your guests.
Thank
Morning.
you.
Uncle Yori, you can see what I've been saying. I'm one of the people who has been alleging that the president stands aloof in party affairs. You can see he's able to rein in everybody when the convention issue became very critical. He didn't need to wait for that a moment. If he had been doing like this from time to time, you won't be having 200 court cases in the party in different states, and all after 8 years they are still talking about ACN block, CPC block, OOM block, and all that. The party is one party, and if he had been doing like this all the while, it would have been called APC party after 8 years. Now, Uncle Yori, I had said it before that the choice of the chairman, as the president insisted, is pregnant, but let that be. What I would like the president to do is the primaries that are coming. What we are hearing, you may be doubting our friend Abdullahi in London. I know he knows what he's talking about. What we are also hearing is that the southern president is agreed upon. But people are talking about a joker. When you say a joker, that is someone that you did not expect would emerge is going to be. If the APC makes the mistake of after zoning the presidency to the south, and they leave the southwest and go to any region, any other region in the south, I'm afraid they will fail. And I've taken a look at all the aspirants that have made declarations in the south. There is no other one that has a base, that has the capacity, that has everything that it takes, like Tinubu. Even though many of his party men, for personal reasons, don't want him to be there. But if APC wants to win 2023, they should field Tinubu.
All right,
That's
then.
all for now.
Thank you very much for calling in. So now, I'm going to let you express yourself. So we'll keep a moratorium on the calls.
Yuri, I get it. When members of the party are dissatisfied, that somebody who was not a member of the party 1.5 years ago joins the party and suddenly is elected the leader of our women. I get it. I know what it means to be on the queue for a long time and suddenly someone is brought and then asked to join the queue ahead of you.
And goes to the head of the queue.
I get it. But you see, we must also understand that the party accommodates diverse interests. And that's why it's a big party.
Unity in diversity.
And when you have that kind of situation, you are bound to have things like this happen. Now, for some of us, we're shouting at the top of our lungs when the party went out to try and bring governors from other party, instead of trying to extend the tent of the party organically. The problem is that each time you bring in a governor from another party, he comes with his own team and is expected to take over the structure of the party at the state level and become the ultimate leader at that level. So Ayade defected from the PDP into the APC. Like he pointed out, the party zoned offices to different areas of the country, right? It happened that the National Women Leaders position went to the South-South. And within the small group of South-South, they decided that it should go to Cross River State. Governor Ayede, the stakeholder, by virtue of his defection, nominated Dr. Betta Edu, right? And if he accepted the nominations of other governors and other leaders of the party from the zone, they have no reason whatsoever to reject his. So it has happened.
It was not even on ground.
APC, no, he was there. Ayede was there. Okay. APC members, please, I beg you, don't be discouraged We find these things happen in politics all the time. Look, a political party is not a religious organization.
So what you're saying is that other people's time will come, and those that feel shortchanged now,
their time will come, and there are other roles they can play within the party.
Okay.
You see, we have millions,
because the party is in a conciliatory mode.
We have millions and millions of members in the party. There are no positions in the entire country, not to talk less of the party, that all of us can fit in. But we have one common goal, which is to make the country better for all of us.
Okay. Let's take a break now. Stay with us, please. We'll be right back, and we'll continue taking your comments and questions from home. Okay, welcome back. And we're talking about the APC, and it's just concluded successful convention. And some thoughts. There are quite a number of thoughts. We've spoken about some of them. Now, one of the last caller had said that, look, you've got to be very careful how you go. If it is not a particular person, talking about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that you are choosing when the time comes, then he feels that the party might be in jeopardy. I think Ade in London said that. I'm not sure, but certainly Mr. George was saying that.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that idea?
You know, I look at Buhari now, I check his background, and I was able to tell him what he's doing at the moment.
Let me add to that my question by taking Benga in Abuja so that you're not interrupted. So whatever Benga says, you can comment on all of it. Good morning, Benga in Abuja.
Good morning, Mr. Yori. Good morning, gentlemen there.
Thank you for calling in.
The APC convention has come and gone.
That's it.
And really show that as a family, people can work together if they can really compromise look at the differences and come to a compromise. In the sense that before the convention, it's like everything will explode. From the time when they say Buni have been started, this one have been done, this have been done, and within 2 or 3 weeks, within 2 or 3 days, Buni was back to his position. The president made a pronouncement, everybody fall in line, and before you know it, all the differences were solved, and they're able to come out with consensus candidates to keep positions. It showed that even in Nigeria today, if you are ready to trade off some things, if you are not taking a hard line, say no, on my own, I will not shift. On my own, I will not go this way. This nation can still become one.
Exactly.
The so-called divisions along religions, along tribal, political lines that have divided us, not saying we want to go away, we will not do again, this and this. They can really still come together and form a united Nigeria. If we are ready to trade off some things, if we are ready to allow this one take that. I commended the APC family, I will call it that way, for coming together and solve their differences and resolve their differences, and now have a convention which everybody will say, look, this is amazing. Look at this, everybody come together. Yeah, there are some special and there. Therefore, what I think majorly, they are able to solve a major problem, and they can forge ahead. And that's the lesson to us as a Nigerian there. They can really be united if we are ready to accommodate one another, trade on differences, and reach some compromise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gwenga in Abuja, so if you can make the necessary compromises in politics,
you'll get a result. Like I said President Muhammadu Buhari kind of leadership is what really help us in the final conclusions of this convention. People are complaining that he always stand aloof. That's the kind of leadership he provided. But he has people that are working.
That's his style.
Yeah, that's his own style. He has people that are working, but he doesn't micromanage people. And that's why he leaves them with it. But when it's time to act and he comes in to act, he acts, and he has acted rightly. On the Asiwaju, this is a leader that sacrifices a lot all along. And I think when it's time for him to be compensated, even with the oppositions that may come from different areas, he will get it. But the concept that people are now saying that if he's not giving, then the whole... No, that's not the kind of leader we have. This is a leader, even when the Northerners themselves don't want Buhari. This is a man that was pushing the man. He pushed the man across the whole northern state, across the emirs, across all the who is ruled in the north, to ensure that the man emerged. Prior to 2015, People can't say Buhari is accepted in the north. Yeah, the mass has a vote for him, but the elite in the north don't want him. But this is the man that was able to represent and rebrand the man. So his own kind of leadership is not a fight to take all. If he start this way that he has started, everybody feels this is the right time, he should be compensated. But people are coming with all sort of stories. It will come in that directions. But I can tell people, it's not, the man is an investment for APC. And his own values also count in APC. And when people talk about the issues of him want to be vice president of Buhari, Muslim ticket, it's an ambition. He should have an ambition to be whatever he wants to be, but eventually give way to whoever that was picked. And he supported the party. At any point in time, there is crisis within the
attitude of compromise that we're talking about.
So if it's his time to get the reward, I don't think even you can have 1 million blockages across the country. It will eventually come to be.
Okay, I'm going to come to you, Curtis, but first let me take Mrs. Oladeji's call in Jos. Good morning. Oladeji in Jos.
Good morning, Uncle Yori. Good morning to you, sir, and your guests.
Good morning, ma'am.
I just have I'm not even concerned about their convention or not. I just have a message for Nigerians.
Okay.
Please, it's enough of APC and PDP. We are tired. They should go and rest permanently. Let Nigeria focus on new people. Let us try people. Same set of people cannot be overrunning us and putting us into abject poverty from the past 30 years. The same name, the same people, the same party. It is enough. They should go and rest. If they don't have that moral stand to go and rest, Nigeria should force them to rest permanently. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you very much.
This is only 8 years old.
Mrs. Oladeji. The point was being made.
I just hope she will also set up a party so that we can all start, some of us start joining.
She just is sick and tired of it all and wants a change.
I get what she's saying.
Yeah. In fact, APC promised that particular change. Remember?
And change is not an event, it's a process.
It's a process.
It's
and we're still in the process.
And it's incremental.
It's incremental, and a lot of people are not satisfied that sufficient progress has been made.
And I agree with them.
Yeah.
So long as we have people who are not guaranteed that their next meal will come, so long as we have people who have no roof over their heads, so long as we have able-bodied young people who are willing and able to work and they cannot get jobs, you cannot say that our job is done. All right? So look, I will be the first to jump in the queue and say, we have not met all the goals and we have not satisfied or kept all our promises. But you know what? We are not where we used to be, but we are not where we want to be. We have made progress in some areas, and in other areas, we have not done so well.
We're behind.
But that's exactly what governance is all about. If one government can finish solving all the problems, then there will be no need for another government. So you bring in fresh brains, fresh eyes to look at things differently. So I understand what some Nigerians are saying. I also feel the same. But it's just that I see things slightly different.
But for the moment, it would appear that the PDP, maybe APC, are seen as those who have that have what it takes to effectively, contest this high office.
This is the problem with the PDP argument. By saying, it's like, we created so much mess in 16 years. We put you in charge to clear the mess, but you have not been able to clear enough of the mess in 8 years. So put us back so we can create more mess.
So that we can continue. Femi in Rivers, good morning to you. Thank you for holding on. Femi in Rivers.
Hello, good day to you, Dr. Yori.
Good morning, sir. Please go ahead.
And good day to all your guests.
Thank you.
My takeaway from this the convention was the speech of the president. I will call that speech Maybe you can translate it to somebody.
Next year, you will translate it.
So I would like your principal, Tinubu, to unite that speech. He will understand the direction of things. Thank you.
Well, the problem is that
you asked me my take about
the man he said a proverb I left it there and thanked us.
Okay.
So we'll be working on that. But in the meantime, yes, this whole Tinubu Asiwaju Tinubu aspect to the whole thing.
I don't think there is anybody alive in this country who will reasonably try to minimize the role of Tinubu as a person and as a member of the political party called APC. Now, I don't think there's anybody who would deny that it's consequential in the scheme of things. But this argument that unless Tinubu is the candidate of the party will lose, I don't buy it, and I'll tell you why. The presidency of Nigeria is not the southwest of Nigeria affairs. The presidency of Nigeria is for all Nigerians. We have equal stake, we have a say in who becomes the president. Now, this attitude by some people in the southwest, that except Tinubu is candidate of the party, right? The party can not win, is a dangerous thing to say. You know why? When the APC zoned the presidency to the south, it was not zoned to the southwest. It means that the southeast, the southwest, and the south-south. Now, the only reason why we're even considering the southwest more is because of their contribution to the development of the party. All right? So I will rather advise that the people in Southwest will have an open mind. That because it is not for them alone to decide who becomes the president of the country, all Southwesterners who are interested in becoming president under the platform of APC should go out there and make their case to other party members on why they are the best for the party. The party will decide, you know. And so for you to say, oh, except is Asiwaju Tinubu, otherwise the party should forget about the presidency. I don't think that the Southwest alone would determine who becomes the president.
I think we should make it clear.
Yes.
It's not that anybody in the Southwest, I don't think any political person that is politically conscious in the Southwest will never be saying if it's not for Asiwaju, then the APC should go away. No. To me, I see it as a joker even from some of the other parties that are interested in the political system, just to make Asiwaju, to demystify them, which to me is insignificant in the sense that the way the man operates, he works across all. Let's see even the beginning of Buhari. Even the Southwest was finding it very difficult to embrace Buhari, and when the man finished his work outside, he came home and put his house together to make sure that he got that support from the Southwest. So the joker that people are saying that if not Tinubu is somebody else, it's not Tinubu ideology. What Tinubu stands for is for the fight for the progressive of this country, and is still on that path. What he is saying is that let's get somebody that has what it takes to run this country and put it in proper shape to be the leader of this country. Even
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not taking anything for granted. I don't know.
He's out there.
He's out there. Lagos Southwest is his base, really.
Do we even have
how many people have seen him in recent times?
Do we have any presidential
because Nigeria is more than Lagos, and I think Asiwaju's work ethic is showing exactly that.
Do we have any presidential aspirant that has transversed this country like this man has done in the couple of months?
Okay, whatever. Let me bring in.
Everybody just believe in that joker. Joker. Let the jokers. Let's throw the jokers out, and let's pick things on merit. And let someone that is doing the job to attain the presidency work towards it and get it.
We've spoken about merit before, and merit in politics, just like morality. You know, it's a very difficult. It's a very difficult concept.
Nigeria is
you really talks about merit. Asiwaju Tinubu is not the only one who has the merit.
Exactly, and he's acting that way. He's moving all over the. In fact, I don't know how he maintains that back-breaking schedule. But I must bring. I beg your pardon. I must bring in Femi. Femi is in Rivers, and thank you very much, Femi, for holding on in the past few minutes. We unfortunately we just lost the. It's not even Femi. It's Obi in Lagos. Sorry about that. You know how it is. see if you can get us again. If you can, I'll interrupt myself mid-sentence and take you.
You know, the troubling narrative that I hear from some of his supporters, and not from him directly, maybe once or twice he spoke about his ambition. It was a childhood ambition to become president, and there's nothing wrong with that ambition.
Channel, yeah?
But does that actually mean that we should give him the presidency of Nigeria? Because let me tell you, I had an ambition to be the King of England. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm not even an Englishman. But I like the way they used to dress and all that. As a young man, I pictured myself as King of England one day. I've never been able to realize that ambition. And then the other argument is the entitlement. Oh, he's done so much for everybody, so it's now his entitlement. No, it's not. I have not heard that from him as a person. At all. But that's what I'm saying. That's the framing.
The third high.
No, the framing of the public discourse.
Yes.
There's so much, let it be said, there's so much negativity out there. But then, Tinubu, I think everybody knows, he can handle it. It is not surprising to him.
Of all the governors,
it is not unexpected.
Can I tell you something? He's the smartest politician around today. You see all the noise about, if Tinubu, hold on, sir.
No.
All the noise about, if Tinubu is not the candidate of the party, he will destroy the party. He will leave the party. He will go and form another party. They don't even know the man they are talking about. If he's not the candidate of the party,
he will support
the Tinubu that I know will not destroy the house he has built. He will support, if he feels that the process was fair and that he didn't get it because the party members did not vote for him. Tinubu will not destroy the party. Tinubu will not leave the party.
Exactly. Because whereas he has said it's a lifelong ambition and it is his entitlement to say so, he is also not, by most accounts, those who know him, a do or die kind of a person. He's not
said so. Yes. I mean, this is
Sunday in Akwa Ibom. Good morning, sir. Sunday in Akwa Ibom. Yes. So we were saying that but you see, as you know, there's all the talk out there, especially social media. Somebody called us from far away and says he has a better insight into goings on at home. I mean, let's face it, it can only be through the power of communication, internet.
Somebody called me Omale.
Why?
Yes, because he said I wasn't that I did not support.
Oh, is Sunday ready now?
Yes.
Sunday in Akwa Ibom.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
All right. Please, I want to... Yes.
Go ahead. Please don't listen to that echo business.
Okay. I want to contribute to the discussion of today about the candidate of PDP and APC and close the case force. I want to say this way. The tribune in APC might not actually be the best among all the candidates. But though he had the power, even though he had the capacity more than the rest, that one I must be very honest to you. The same thing applicable to PDP too. No matter all the candidates that come out, Atiku remains the most credible candidate in APC and in PDP. So to me, I have seen these two men being in the field at the last day. But I'm wondering who is going to win at the end of it. Because the two men I'm talking about at the moment had a network across the whole country. There is no state in Nigeria here that Tinubu will not vote for two persons. And there's no state in Nigeria here that this person in PDP will not vote for one or two persons too. So I don't know what will happen at the end of the day. To me, when APC zoned the listen to the South, it's better they was voting to the table because I don't see possibility any other candidate pick that ticket away from him. The same thing like PDP too. No matter what happened here in Nigeria, at the end of everything, Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar will be the subject of these two parties. Talk about the task force. The task force at the moment, they are not on ground. They cannot do anything at all. Because if they were supposed to, if they actually have a plan for task force, the plan will start maybe a year ago, before now. They can't start something at the moment they feel that a man will leave their present party to you. And to submit it down, to submit it.
Okay, Sunday, thank you very much for your analysis. Really appreciate your calling in. You see, what we've seen, the president's influence on his party and the great respect that party men accord the president with, quite frankly, it's going to be decisive when the time comes. Yes. Because right now, the president is playing that straight and narrow, not looking left, not looking right. We heard, I am stepping down because, among other things, the most important of which is that Mr. President has admonished us to do the right thing, and the right thing in this case is must be done. So I'm stepping aside, so we have a consensus. Well, Mr. President hasn't let on one way or the other what his thinking is about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's.
That's the party with a rally point.
He hasn't made.
No, not to anybody.
You know, all we know is that Mr. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu intimated the president, so that you don't hear it on the papers or from anywhere.
It's too early to start threading the needle.
Yeah.
It's too early.
It's too early to start threading the needle.
Yeah.
Okay, one moment, I'll come back to you. Reverend Dominic has come online. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, Yori.
Thank you for calling.
Good morning to your guests in the house.
Yes.
Morning.
Yori, I am so happy. Let me use the word. I'm happy about the APC convention, the way it has panned out. Because most of us who are an outsider and have emotion for APC are more interested that APC should be won than the politicians in APC themselves. Because we have fought this battle and give this party image that is the best, it has the best candidate. So we have interest of APC more than even got this in your studio, because politicians must have personal interest. We who are outside have no interest that to have an APC that can give Nigeria a good governance. That's by the way. But in all this noise, in all these things we have done, nobody's discussing about Southeast and the challenges we have in Southeast today. Could you see Ukraine? We may say Ukraine did not concern us here. But if you look at the waves of economy, Ukraine and Russia is happening to everybody in the world. If Southeast is unstable, I don't know a president, super president, that can hit the problem from Southeast. But in all these discussions, they are not in equation. I wish them well. And I also want to say this here before I conclude. We have done consensus in this political party structures. Please, let there be no consensus in presidential aspirants. Let people who want to violate, who want to lock on with a Tinubu of this world. Tinubu have all it takes to be a president. But let them go to the field and contest fairly and squarely. So we can see a nation, we can say, well, fairness work. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Indeed, thank you very much. That will be the next stage, the Southeast.
Yeah.
Because it's been zoned to the south. Now, whether it is south-south, southeast, southwest, it remains to be seen.
But again, you know, political parties want to win election. And they want to win
where they have
the strongest.
Of course, that's how they're going to win. Yes.
We have all kind of excellently
qualified
people from the Southeast. Let them join the race.
Yeah.
You saw one of them yesterday, Okorocha is in the race. He says he's the candidate of justice.
Yeah.
I mean, so like this, the caller said, let everybody go and make their case.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that the voters will be fair to all the zones on the basis of what they expect to see from the candidates. But having said that, I think Nigerians must understand that democracy is about the right to make a choice. You don't have to agree with my choice, but you have to respect it, just like I respect yours. So when you say, oh, this is the best man for the job, okay? And I said, yes. But when I say I don't agree with you, it should never result into abusing or attacking others because they don't share your opinion.
At all.
All right? So that's the essence of democracy.
Well, I hear you, but still, so many people, as you know, the Southeast is, you know.
And just to let you know, I bottled my joy. You know, the guy who called from London said, tell Curtis not to rejoice. yet. So I bottled it. And I'm waiting for him to tell me when to rejoice. Then I'll start rejoicing.
Matthew in Delta, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yes. I'm happy for the convention, successful convention. What we are going to, what people are looking like, we from Delta State here, myself in particular. Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm happy that the convention was successful. But what we are looking at now, even though if other parties did not vote for their candidate, let Tinubu, my own leader, let him go to any political party. We are not voting for APC, but we are voting for his own candidacy because of what he has done all over the world.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I get you, Matthew. Well, you probably heard earlier in the program that those who know Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu say he is not he's not going to, you know, bring a sledgehammer to the house that he helped to build. That is not in his nature. But you are expressing an idea that has been out there that look, if push comes to shove, if the worst comes to happen,
those are followers. It's his right to say what he has said.
Yes,
and it's also Asiwaju's right to listen to him and decide on what he wants to do.
Indeed. So indeed, you know, it's a very, very interesting and I think congratulations as we go.
One thing I want our party members to know is that why the comings of Buhari. Buhari came on board because as at that point in time that PDP was in power, we need someone with integrity, someone that could give us a vote, which Buhari has.
Yes.
Now, we have done governance for 8 years, and now we are still in these bottlenecks of not having economic progress as expected by the voters. The convention has been resolved, and the leader of the party, which is the president, has that power to resolve it. But in terms of picking the candidate for the next election, like someone called now, a consensus may not be it. Well, rather than allowing the party members, all party members, to go to the field and decide who will be their president.
Indeed. Okay, so we have to wait to see.
Let me speak a little bit.
15 seconds.
You know, when
15 seconds, please. We run out of time.
Yeah, people do not understand what the consensus means.
Yeah.
Consensus does not mean
they won't vote.
You cannot vote.
No.
Sometimes when you look at the optics, when you see the mood of the people you are banking on to support you, and they have shifted to another candidate, consensus is even an exit that calls you respect.
Soft landing.
Because if you go to the field, you will be defeated.
Yeah. Okay, we've got to leave it here for now. And I'm sure we're going to continue. Maybe we'll continue with this tomorrow. Who knows? Because there's so much meat on this particular bone and what it portends for the next juncture. The next juncture, when we now go to the primaries proper. That promises to be an exciting one. Thank you very much, Curtis Adigba, Ayodeji, Abdul Maruf. Both of you PDP members, thank you for your insight.
PDP, APC. Okay, you give me the card.
That was a slip of tongue. But both of you staunch APC members. Staunch APC members. We got to go.
You have to be PDP member to give me the card.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on. So that's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I'm Yori Volari. Bye-bye. These guys are APC members, staunch APC members. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.